United States of America. Please be seated. And I now recognize Dr. Carlos Langoni, Rector of Florida State University, Panama.
Graduates, family members, guests, and friends, good evening, and welcome to the 2021 Florida State exercise. Our distinguished guest and keynote speaker in tonight's ceremony is Dr. Don Farr, Dean of the College of Hospitality. Don, it's an honor to have you with us here. To our guests, on behalf of the Florida State University and these future graduates, my sincere gratitude for your presence at this special event. We are privileged to have you with us. Now I recognize and ask to stand university officials and guests seated on the platform. Dr. Alexandra Anifanti, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs. Mr. Alonso de la Guardia, Vice Rector for University Relations. Dr. Carlos Guevara Mann, Regular Faculty and Director of the Master of Science in International Affairs Program. Dr. Carla Poza, Regular Faculty. Dr. Adolfo Leiva. Adolfo's not here. Dr. Alexander Coles, Regular Faculty. Dr. Benjamin Murphy, Regular Faculty. And Professor Rocio Grimaldo, a Regular Faculty. I would like also to welcome Don's wife, Diana, that is here with us today. Thank you for joining us. The last 2 years have been very unusual years, and despite the problems created by the pandemic, we are very happy to be here to celebrate the success of these 15 young men and women who are graduating today. It's a very special moment, not only for them, but also to all who were in some way involved in the process that led to their reaching this milestone in their lives, the completion of an academic degree. It's the end of one journey and the beginning of another, which might be as exciting as the one that you are finishing today. Some might be seeking the beginning of a professional career. Others might be seeking new educational opportunities. And others might be seeking to become entrepreneurs. Whatever your decision is, keep in mind that education is a never-ending process, and the value of a good education becomes more and more important in today's global economy. So to our graduates, I urge you to take it very seriously when new education opportunities present to you. Every commencement is a very special event. Tonight's commencement is no different. Tonight we have 4 students graduating with a Master of Science degree in International Affairs, and 11 students graduate with a baccalaureate degree. These 15 graduates are joining today the Florida State alumni family. I encourage each one of you to join the FSU Alumni Association and be active in your new role as an FSU alumni. I would like to take a few minutes to share with you some facts about the institution that you are graduating from. The Florida State University is one of 12 institutions of higher learning in the state university system of Florida. It was established by act of the Florida legislature in 1851. Its Tallahassee campus has been the site of an institution of higher education longer than any other site in the state of Florida. Over those 170 years, FSU has grown to become a major graduate research institution with an enrollment of more than 42,000 students and more than 2,000 faculties, including Nobel laureates, members of national and foreign academies, and recipients of prestigious fellowships. The Florida State University is one of only 3 preeminent research universities in the state of Florida. For the last 3 years, FSU has been ranked by the U.S. News and World Report among the top 20 public universities in the United States. In 2021, it ranked the number 11 best value college according to the Princeton Review, offering an excellent education at an affordable price. Just recently, in November, FSU was honored by the Association of Public and Land-Granted Universities, the APLU, as the winner of the 2021 APLU Degree Completion Award, which recognizes the most prominent university in the country for student success. The APLU selected FSU for achieving a record high 74% four-year graduation rate last year, while near eliminating gaps by race, by ethnicity, and income level. The academic organization of the university comprises 18 different colleges, offering more than 270 seats, undergraduate, graduate, professional, and especially degree programs. In addition to its beautiful campus in Tallahassee, Florida, and in order to fulfill its mission as a truly global institution, Florida State University, through the Office of International Programs, operates campuses in 4 international locations: in London, England, in Valencia, Spain, in Florence, Italy, and in Panama, Republic of Panama. Coincidentally, it also operates a campus in Panama City, Florida. In the Republic of Panama, the presence of the Florida State University goes back to 1957. In 2022, the university will celebrate 65 years of continued presence in the Republic of Panama, offering courses and degree programs to tens of thousands of students who have studied here for short-term courses, as well as for complete baccalaureate degrees. Nowadays, over 30 countries are represented in the student body of FSU Panama, making it a true international multicultural campus. The 2+2 scholarship program has benefited hundreds of Panamanians and other Latin American students who have initiated their studies at FSU Panama and completed their degrees in the main campus in Tallahassee at a substantial saving in tuition costs. Today's graduates are joining that select group of individuals. As members of the FSU alumni family, I ask that you live up to the 3 core values of the Florida State University: Vires, Artes, Mores, strength, skill, and character. I now recognize the valedictorian for the class of 2021, Miss Maria Victoria Reveron.
FSU officials and faculty, fellow graduates, family members, and friends, good evening. First, I would like to thank God for allowing us all to be here. Without Him, nothing would be possible. I would also like to thank my family, who have supported me unconditionally since the beginning. Papá, mamá, Salomé y Celso, los amo con todo mi corazón. It is an honor to be here standing, celebrating with you one of the most important days of our life, our graduation. It is a moment of culmination and the beginning for something new. After years of effort and sacrifice, we can now tell the world that we are professionals. But what does this really mean? Well, it means that we have the knowledge to work in our preferred area. It certifies that we have learned what is needed to be called internationalists, historians, and many other titles. And while having this knowledge is extremely important, we must understand that it is not a diploma what will make us succeed in life. There are different types of success. There's the professional success that comes with money, the success that comes with recognition, and even the success that comes with fame. All of them sound amazing, and they are what many professionals nowadays strive for. But you know what the best type of success is? The one that comes from helping people, the one that comes from being human in the maximum possible expression. We are sometimes so focused on ourselves, our needs, our goals, that we are blind to the suffering of others. We boast about our studies, our material possessions, and in the process, we lose our most important characteristic, our humanity. Our humanity is the foundation of everything else, because before being professionals, we are humans. We have the capacity to love in the deepest forms, the capacity to create, and most importantly, the capacity to help. There are many people in my life that have taught me how beautiful it is to be human. My grandpa and my father have improved the lives of many families through their construction company despite the difficulties. My grandmothers, whose advice and support have cheered many hopeless hearts. My mother, who has helped her students in need as if they were her sons and daughters. And finally, my dear Professor Carla Pousa, who has helped me through tough times and has given me the courage to be who I am without remorse. Today, we should not leave this place as merely professionals, but as humans. We should step outside armed with the responsibility of making this world a better and happier place, a saner and more productive place for future generations. This terrible pandemic has taught us that all the knowledge of the world is useless if we do not use it to improve the lives of people and to solve bigger problems. Our marks will not stay in the house we buy, in the clothes we dress, or in the money we make. These are things that come and go. However, the marks of our effort to improve the world and the lives of those that live inside it will last forever. For those we will be remembered, for those we will inspire, and for those we will be truly successful. Let's make, from now on, our university proud for producing not only the best professionals, but the best human beings. Thank you.
Now it's an honor to introduce our distinguished guest speaker in tonight's ceremony. First and foremost, Don Farr is a longtime friend and supporter of FSU Panama. His relation to FSU Panama goes many years back when he came to Panama to teach in our program during a summer session. Since then, he has been a great enthusiast of the FSU Panama program, to the point that he came back a few years later for a second round teaching here at FSU Panama. Dr. Farr began his career with Florida State University in 2007, when he was hired by the Dedman College of Hospitality, then the Dedman School of Hospitality, to direct the college's PGA Golf Management Program. In 2013, he became the Assistant Dean of the Dedman College of Hospitality, and in 2017, he was appointed Dean of the college, position that he holds nowadays. Last but not least, since last year, Dr. Farr has been serving in the board of directors of FSU Panama. It's an honor to have Dr. Farr with us.
Hope everybody's doing great. I didn't have my notes in time, so that's why I had to bring them up by myself. I'd like to welcome all the students and the parents, families, friends, faculty, and the staff for being here and all that they've done. And a special shout out to a couple, Dr. Langoni, Dr. Annie Plante, Alonzo De La Guardia, Valerie Anna May. Really appreciate all that you've done in inviting me down here. My beautiful wife of 1.5 months, sitting there, Diana. That's right, we're newlyweds. It's been great. But isn't this fabulous? What a couple years we had, and now, what? We're face to face. And hopefully this will be the new normal going forward, and we keep all the other variants out, and we'll be able to meet face to face. I'm a hospitality guy, and hospitality guys like to hug, and when we're we're still hugging a little bit up in Tallahassee, although we probably shouldn't be. The fist pump should still be the thing to do. So it's not every day that I'm asked to be the keynote speaker at a graduation. So what do you do? Did the same thing you guys would do. I Googled it. Said, what do I need to do to be the keynote speaker? You have to thank the parents and the students and everybody. Check. The distinguished faculty and honorees. Check. Now I have to somehow inspire you and challenge you. That's the last two parts. The other thing I'd said, I figured, how long is this speech supposed to take? And said a great orator could hold their constituents to about an hour's of speaking. I got 10 minutes, I was told. So why was I invited here to speak? Well, first off, the other 12 they asked couldn't make it, and they knew Floridians weren't necessarily afraid of COVID at this point, that we would still come down, and I have. But I love Panama. And every time I come down to Panama, I understand again why I love Panama. And it's the people. The people are fabulous. I have great friends here, help me out. I love it so much that I actually did my dissertation in Panama on golf course development in the Republic of Panama. So my passion grows great. I rent a car each time. My greatest accomplishment is actually driving from the airport in Tucumán to the traffic circle at Albrecht and making it around the traffic circle without getting run over. That's a pretty great accomplishment. I've also driven to David and Boquete and Azuero, saw the desert. Y'all know we have a desert in Panama. Saw the desert. So I love Panama, I love experimenting, and I love getting out. So we've all faced challenges over the past couple of years, and you've really had challenges struggling, taking out of your norm. You're not going to classes face to face, which is a real challenge to some people, but you've accomplished an awful lot during that time. What have you accomplished? Obviously, we're getting our degrees, or I think most of you are, depending on your finals, getting your degrees. I know there's a couple out there that are still wondering. You met new friends, despite the fact that you were Zooming. And tonight you got to meet professors that you've had for 3 classes and you never actually met face to face. And you learned to persevere through trials. And you've all learned to do that. So what's next? And Dr. Langone said it. Are you going to stop with your education? I hope not. He hopes not, because it's really starting today. Some of you will go on to graduate school, whether you get masters in international affairs or engineering or some other field. Hospitality, we have a great hospitality program at Florida State University, just a thankless little plug I put in there. But you're gonna do something. You're gonna either learn at your site, you're gonna go on internships, you're gonna do whatever it takes to learn. I tell you not to give up on learning. On-job training. Some of you will learn a new language. I wish I was Duolingo. I'm not. I did the app once and it gets angry with me regularly. So my Spanish, there's a reason I'm up here speaking in English. But please never stop learning. I know one of the greatest lessons I ever had wasn't in the classroom. And I went to class for a lot of years. Undergraduate took me 6, just to point that out. But I was in Panama and I was having a discussion, as I like to do, with a Panamanian talking about the seasons, because what else do you talk about? I don't know your football, you don't know mine necessarily. So we talked about the seasons, and we're talking about this time of the year. And I said, in the winter. And they said, no, it's not winter, it's summer. I said, no, it's not summer, it's winter. See, there's the equator, and everything north of the equator celebrates fall at the same time, and everyone south of the equator is the opposite. So if it's summer here, it's what? Winter in Australia. And after about 20 minutes of this argument, I realized that I was arguing with a Panamanian about what the seasons were in Panama. Because I had this tendency, still do, is looking at things through my U.S. eyes. This is where I was taught in the United States, and therefore it has to be true. And so I learned an awful lot. I'm still not sold on the fact that it's not winter time now, but I do get the rainy season. So anyway, you can always continue to learn. Lots of stories about learning on the job and practical things. Just don't be too proud to learn. After 20 minutes of arguing, I was pretty high on my horse, and then I realized I might not win this one. one thing I want to know going forward too is what kind of manager are you going to be? And that's really extremely important. Some of you have had great bosses, other of you have had maybe bosses that weren't so great. When I first I was a golf professional most of my life, and then I became a general manager at a resort. And I had an equal at another sister resort next door. And I was new as, I was a golf pro, not a GM, and he's always been a GM, so I watched him. And he was really mean, but he was authoritative. I'm not mean. But, so we went out playing golf one day. He was an absolutely horrible golfer. And he looked at me and he said, "Don, I'm watching you." I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "I watch your management style, and it's horrible. It can't work. Yet, if you told your team to swim across a river full of alligators, they would do it, and mine won't. What's up with that?" And I said, "Peter," because that's his name, I don't use fake names. I said, "Peter, maybe it's because you're mean." I used a different word, but you get the point. He said, "Of course I am, but why can't they get over that?" And you know what? You can't. I think you need to, you've heard it before, but you praise people publicly and you coach people privately. What kind of leader are you going to be? The way I like to look at my leadership skills is service leadership. I'm the dean of a program that has 20-some professors. As far as I know, and I think as far as they know, I work for all 20 of them. If they need dollars, I try to find it for research. If they need teaching help, I try to do that. Whatever it is that they need, I look at it as my job to get it for them. Because as a leader, my job is to service those that work for me. And you know what's really cool? When they do fabulous things, like publish top-tier journals, get awards, I get credit for it. I did nothing, okay? But I get the credit for it, and they don't mind. So what kind of leader are you going to be? I think that's pretty important. Differentiate yourself. When I was watching Peter, I thought, that's who I want to be, but I'm not very good at being Peter. And I don't know that Peter would be very good being me. My dad once told me, and I love my dad, he said, "Don, you're never going to be the best at anything in the world." And I thought, well, that's not very nice. But then he followed it up with, "Except for being you. You will be the best in the world at being you." Some people hear that leadership, you have to be strong-armed and iron-fisted, and you know what, I'm not afraid to make decisions. I'll make decisions. I make hard decisions. But I do want to be fair, and I think all leaders, great leaders, are going to be that way. And just take a look in the mirror and see what kind of leader that you want to be. Differentiating yourself, there's so many different ways to do it. I would say being bilingual, but I'm not sure that would work here because most of you are probably at least bilingual. But that's one way to do it. You can do it through education. That's what I decided to do. When I was a golf professional, there's about 28,000 golf professionals in the PGA of America when I first became a PGA member. So I decided, and I was not the world's best student, mind you, but I decided I wanted to go back and get an MBA because there was under 200 people in the PGA out of the 28,000 that had a master's degree. So I went back to school to do that. Then I went back to school to get my PhD when I was old, and now I was like one of 10 PhDs out of 28,000 PGA golf professionals. So what is it that you can do to differentiate yourself? I remember coming down here trying to do my dissertation and my research, and I went around to people and I said, I'm doing research for Florida State University, and they didn't say a whole lot. Then I said, but I'm a PGA golf professional, and they opened the doors for me. Okay, so that's what differentiated me in the area. So make sure you differentiate yourself. So what I want to do is I make sure that we have 3 points. Because when I go to church, a preacher always ends up with 3 points, because he knows if you have a little bit of scatterbrain or ADHD like I do, sometimes you need 3 points to settle things. So one is continue learning always. Always continue learning. Lead with compassion. It's not a weakness, okay? Lead with compassion and differentiate yourself. One way you can do that is thank people. When I was asked, Don, what is your biggest regret, at work? And mine is really not taking the time to thank all the people that have helped me throughout my career. And I don't mean, today's world, it's easy. Text them, hey, I had a great time, appreciate you doing that for me. Which is nice, it's better than nothing. But take the time to send a handwritten letter. There's probably a lot of people in your lives that have done an awful lot for you, whether they be professors, friends, family. Write them a note, write them a thank you note, make sure that you let them know you appreciate them. And it will come back, I promise you, and help you. I called a gentleman one day just to see how he was doing. He was on my heart. I wanted to give him a call. His family donated some money to the hospitality program. They used to have Days Inn, if you know that hotel chain. And I called him up and I said, Clint, just seeing how you're doing. He goes, really? I go, yeah. He goes, well, I'm doing great. I appreciate you thinking. Great, talking to you. About 2 weeks later, we got $1 million gift. Now, I'd love to take credit for that. I'm sure it was in the works, okay? But, well, actually, I do take credit for it, even though it was in the works. But that's okay, just be nice to people, and nice things are going to happen, good things are going to happen to you, okay? Success can be defined many, many ways when we're all out looking for success. One is money, one is fame, one is titles. I truly define success as being in a position to help others and to make money. So there's one scripture. It's one that I can remember because it's short. But it says, let no one seek their own good, but the good of others. And I think if we're able to do that, and I challenge you to do that, if you always look to help those that work with you and for you, I think you're going to benefit in many different ways. So we're very, very proud of you, graduates. Congratulations, you achieved a lot. Thank you.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and the Bachelor of Arts degree please rise? Dr. Langoni, on behalf of the faculty of the Florida State University, I have the honor to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and the Bachelor of Arts degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Education and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Science and the Bachelor of Arts degree for which you are qualified, along with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertain. We extend to you our sincere congratulations. You may now move your tassels from right to left. You may be seated. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the Master of Science degree please rise? Dr. Langoni, on behalf of the faculty of the Florida State University, I have the honor to present the candidates for the Master of Science degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Education and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the Master of Science degree for which you are qualified, along with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertain. We extend to you our sincere congratulations. You may be seated. Now that the Bachelor of Science and the Bachelor of Arts degree have been conferred, will the recipients please stand when their names are called and be recognized?
College of Social Sciences and Public Policy, Bachelor of Science with major in International Affairs, Giancarlos Biendicho. Linda Campos. Otto Carrizo. Héctor Chazón. Lidian Palencia. María Victoria Reverón, summa cum laude. Claudia Mía Cerrudo. Sebastián Torres. College of Social Sciences and Public Policy, Bachelor of Arts, with major in International Affairs, Astrid Urbina, magna cum laude. College of Communication and Information, Bachelor of Science with major in Computer Science, Marco Jaén. College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Science with major in Digital Media Production, Maya Goldstein.
Now that the Master of Science degree have been conferred, will the recipients please stand when their names are called and be recognized?
College of Social Sciences and Public Policy, Master of Science in International Affairs, Anne Liz Flores. Rem Naim. Marilyn Thompson. Gary Tomlinson.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the staff and the faculty who collaborated in the organization of this ceremony. While we celebrate the academic achievement of our graduates, we must also recognize that for many graduates, this reward would not be possible without the assistance and support of their parents, spouses, other family members, and friends. At this time, I ask all parents, spouses, family members, and special friends who have assisted our graduates to please stand and be recognized for helping in the realization of this very important goal. Los papás, por favor. Thank you. Even though the current circumstances have not allowed us to have a special reception in honor of our graduates, we have prepared a small gift for each graduate as a small token of our appreciation and admiration. We hope you can have a special celebration with your loved ones. Once the recessional leaves the auditorium, graduates and their families can take turns to use the platform for their graduation pictures. Please rise for the recessional, which will be led by the platform party, and the graduates will follow. Thank you for joining us on this special occasion.